Are you looking to do deals and master flipping houses? Welcome to the Do Deals Show with our host, Mr. Tim Mai. As a successful investor and mentor to many real estate investors, Tim's students consistently run 6- and 7-figure investing businesses. Each week, you'll hear from top real estate investors who share the best strategies, systems, and secrets that you can use to be more successful. Tim and his guests will pull back the curtain for you to learn their exact tactics, tricks, and tools that are working best right now in today's real estate market. Now, let's welcome Mr. Tim Mai.
Hello, welcome to another Heroes Mastermind interview. I'm your host, Tim Mai. Today I have Joe Sauter and Wenyu Kui, his wife, on the line with us. Joe and Kui are, Joe is a real estate broker as well as a real estate investor. We have an awesome couple, husband and wife, that do this business together. We always love family business, so to have a couple to do this business is really awesome. And what they do is very unique than a lot of other investors or other agents. They focus a lot around building a strong relationship with their clients, people in their lives, and turn them into private money lenders, money partners. And so I'm super excited to interview Joe and Wenyu today. Welcome, Joe, and welcome, Wenyu.
Thank you.
Awesome. Why don't we start with, I know, Joe, you've been doing this for a long time, so why don't we start with, how did you start it in the real estate investing, the real estate business in general, and and then we'll go into talking about the private money part of it.
Sure, sounds good. It was back in I think 2003 or 4. I'm watching TV, basically a commercial. Carlton Cheese. So I ordered it and I saw the commercial come once or twice before. Sounded interesting, and I ordered it for $250. That's the initial part that got me going. And from there, my training partners that I just started training with after buying the course helped tremendously, because he said, I'm doing it already. You don't need a book, and he kind of, it was joking. So I had both. I had the book and the course, and we just started from there. I was a licensed broker, went and got that out of the way, and did everything. And the whole thing, when we were, if you're wholesaling or flipping, we would always write on our offers that were, at the time it was Maryland, now it's Florida, but we're Maryland real estate licensed, professionals looking to purchase the home below market value, for a profit resale, and we would have an initial next to both of those disclosures. So the Maryland Real Estate Commission, I talked to everyone, wanted to make sure there was nothing. This is 11 years ago. You still hear it 11 years later about, is that really illegal? So I'd rather just hear it from, the Maryland Real Estate Commission. So I just went right to the top, and I explained everything. So they said no. In the state contract, it allows you to sign the contract. So that's what we did. We just checked the signability, and we had a little addendum, and it wrote those items in the terms. So to answer that, yes, we did both. Licensed and jumped right in with the wholesale.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you do some wholesaling. I know we were talking about you guys also do rehabbing, and then a good part of your business also is the real estate brokerage business as well, right? And so it's a little bit of everything, right? And along the way, I guess, at what point in your business did you start raising private money, start talking to people about investing with you?
This probably didn't really start, and I'd say until I met Wendy. Once I met Wendy, before that it was wholesaling, brokering. Meet Wendy, she brings the money, so I'm going to sit back and let her explain that part, because she's really good at that aspect. So to get her, she goes to a lot of the Chinese cultural groups. There's one that she meets on Saturdays and one on Sundays, and it generates a lot of people from China, of course, that are here for networking, and a lot of people want to invest their money. So, 8 to 10% returns on a solid investment collateralized is very appealing to most. And then also all the previous clients that I've had were looking for investment opportunities, and I was telling them that inventory is getting a little tougher, and here's what I got. Well, what do you have personally? That you're wholesaling. Why don't we, instead of wholesale, why don't we, why don't you buy, renovate, and flip? So that's how that got started. But really, the money part, I mean, when you talk about that aspect.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, okay. So what I heard you say is that yeah, when you got started in the business with you was when you guys started going networking and start raising money that way. And so when was that in your business? How long ago was that?
2013, I'd say.
2013. So not that long ago. So it's only been like 3 years, right? And in that 3 years, you raised $12 million.
Yes, yeah, we have unlimited funds. So many people. The first one I did this presentation, and one of the guys that I met, he was a walk-in when I was an agent at Prudential. I'm my own broker. We work from home. We're retired. We work hard, but wake up every day excited. So if we were retired, what would we do different? And we drove because we wouldn't probably do anything different than we're doing now. So I had in 2009 a walk-in, and we immediately connected. He had bought and sold on the investor side over 300 properties, a lot of hotels and big deals. So I had a lot of mentors in my life that I met as a broker or as an agent, or just being so actively involved. That the people you need, your network is that equals your net worth. And that's what I live by, and so it was never any bright ideas that I had, but just the people around me, the encouragement, and so my one friend, past client since '09, he's a friend now, a very close friend. So he said, Joe, here's a money presentation, and he showed me everything line by line, and I went to a presentation that he did for a client, and I sat there on the side and just watched the whole thing. And I pretty much duplicated that in my mind and practiced, and that's where that started. And the first one, I wasn't nervous at all, though. But that first one, they already said they want to invest in me. But I didn't do a presentation of a formal, because they already they were telling me I would invest the money. But so I explained it, here's what I got, because I had to do something with it, otherwise it would just collect dust. And from that first one, I just multiplied and got many. And some people told me that it could create some jealousy, if I have multiple partners. So there was the capital partner, money partner, and then there's private money. Each structure is different based on the risk level of the property and the profit margin. So we look at all those and then we are matchmakers. Match the property with the personality. And so everyone said, I don't know how you're going to do that without. And it's so funny because it really works out well. And I'm a little bit honest to the point of stupidity, because they know each other, and one, I'm not going to say they had to back out, but they had second thoughts for some reason. They would have gone through with it, and it was a decent margin. But for whatever reason, they had some family, emergencies and issues. So the other partner took their place, and we closed. And the title company was like, how in the world did you keep this deal together? I was like, I have a great team. It's always a team, and that's being honest. And they knew each other. We had lunch together. But, not a lot of people are going to introduce their money partners to each other. But you know what? We want to think from that abundance mentality, not the scarcity. There's so much out there. I don't get caught up in all that,
Right.
You're just going to limit everyone,
Right, that's cool. So number one, you so you had a friend, a client that's a friend taught you how he raised private money, right? How he raised money, and then from there you started raising your own money. And it sounds to me like depending on the private lender and what their goals are, what their personalities are, you match them with the property, right? Whether they're going to be just a private lender or that they're going to be a money partner to go in the deal with you 50-50. Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
All right, awesome. Now, I know that you got, both of you guys involved in the Asian community, right? Especially like the Asian, association, Asian American Association and such. How did you get the idea to tap into the Asian market? I can't hear you.
Yes, because a lot of my friends were from China.
Mm-hmm.
In here, they already have their daily job very busy.
Mm-hmm.
They can invest their money in real estate, but also like get some of the rent houses. But they don't have time for it. They need a person that can have that like a full-time job focus how to invest in real estate. And that's why they looking for Joe and I can help them.
That's awesome. Yeah. So so you had some friends that have money, right? And they wanted to figure out how to how to invest their money, how to grow their money, and how to invest in real estate. And you just slide it right into you and Joe slide right in to provide them that service. And yeah, it's awesome.
All of us use WeChat, and I will post some deal with you, like before and after photos,
Mm-hmm.
and all of my friends will see those pictures day after day, so they trust me a lot.
That's good. So the photos that you do, the before and after photos, do you post them on Facebook, or do you actually have like a printout in a binder or something that you bring with you?
No, I do not do that. I use WeChat in my group.
You chat. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody uses WeChat in China. That's why WeChat. When I post the picture, everybody can see.
That's nice. I like that idea a lot. I mean, it can be as simple as, like before you start the project, take some before, after you're done with the project, take some after pictures and just text it out to your contact list, right? Hey, check out a deal I just sold, right? This is how it looks like before I fix it up. This is how it looks like. And you would get a lot of people interested, just like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I like that idea.
And I also write a little story, very short one. Now, how I buy these houses? When the first time I met these people, I will take a picture, and also the houses I will take a picture. I write a story about it, like this old couple, how many years they live there. Right now they sell the houses. They feel like they cried.
Aww.
Because they lived there so long time, but they feel really happy because Joe bought these houses. They feel like they give this house to Joe. Joe will take care of it.
Right.
They feel he was the angel. I will write that too. I will record a video, the testimony after they sell the house to Joe.
Video testimony.
Yeah, video test. That's great. So you get video testimonials. You mentioned you also write the story about the couple that were living there, or the people, the family that were living there before you buy it, and how you help them through buying it. Now that story, do you share that with just your network, or do you also share that with the buyers? Like when you're marketing the house for sale, do you also share that story with the people that you're selling the house to as part of the marketing to sell the house? Is the answer yes?
I do a lot of that myself. Like when it comes to the agent or buyer, the client, I usually do that. I'm an open book. So we do seller disclosure. So anything that we repair and change, I put everything on there, even receipts and warranties. We have one we're going to do here shortly, and it's got the termite treatments, like when the termites were treated first. Everything I can possibly think of that might help them to feel about the property, what they're buying.
I like that a lot. I've never done that, but that's such a great idea. It makes perfect sense. Like, why not give the buyer the list of all the repairs you have done? so they can see it. I mean, some of these things, the list of repairs is pretty extensive, right? And so why not list all of that so that way they can see what we have done to the house, gives them their confidence. And I love how you bring, that whole sort of human story component to these houses. Because it's not, it's easy for us to look at these houses as, brick and mortar, right? It's like, but to bring the human story to it from, the family that was there and how you guys transformed the house, the kind of repairs you've done to the house. And I know when earlier, Joe was sharing with me how you even do all the feng shui stuff into the house, right? To make it has a nice, I guess, feng shui or nice flow to the house, a good energy to the house, which also helps and attract buyers that way. So I love that. I love how you making something so sort of normal and just brick and mortar into something so personal. That's awesome.
I like to take good picture of the house. So I will, when after renovation, I will go there and take good picture, like if the sunset better or sunshine better. Front picture is very important. If the house faces to the west, I will go take a picture in the afternoon because the sun will directly on the house, so make the house more bright.
Oh wow! Okay, I love that. I mean, you're so detailed. You think about those little things. I've been in this investing business since 2002, right? So that's 14 years. I've never thought to even check out the timing of when you should. I know as long as it's daylight, I can see the house. That would be good enough. But you're being very specific about where the sunrise or the sun sets on the house to give it the best look. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah. After Joe posts the pictures on the MLS, the agent say, "Oh, my client liked the picture." So
that's good. That's awesome. That's good tip. Now share with us more about. So, what do you say? So let's say I just met. Okay, let's say you and I either I just met you or I'm one of your clients. You following up with me, and you want to recruit me as your private lender. So what would you say to me?
We've already closed. You're the seller, and you've moved back to north, because I do follow up after closing.
Right.
How's everything going? And I'll follow up well past the sale, and I think that's the difference too. And I just care about people. I just want to see what's going on, and so that's what we do that too. And what I would say is just talk real. How's it going? What's happening. It's not scripted. So it's weird to say. What do I say? It's not scripted. I know they say you should be scripted, but it's just all natural for Winnie, and she talks to her friends, and I talk to the client. I call them friends now, and usually they come back around. It was so smooth. I heard it can be a really difficult thing, and I'm like, well, how was your transition? Well, at the time we already either connected them with the well-known broker or agent in the area to wherever they're moving. So the relocation that I learned through Prudential Florida team that I used to work with, they were big into relocation. We had 45 offices in Florida and all across the country. So when this talk about placement, and we just want to provide the most service we can as possible and the best value we can. That's the number one thing. We just keep figuring out ways of just improving that. And one was to help them in relocation. So how was your move? How are things working out for your new home? And a lot of times I already know about the home. If I don't personally, if I wasn't personally the one, we sold them homes before. That was their problem. Well, I want to buy this, but I need the cash. So I've been able to close in days and give them the money. Here you go, and penned it. Well, what if the seller's not going to take my offer if it's contingent on anything? And I crossed off all the contingencies right in front of me, right with her. And I'm like, is there anything else that I can do And she's like, you can do that? I'm like, we can do whatever we want to do, you know. So we eliminated everything, and then she said, well, what about, you know, it's contingent on closing. And I said, tell her we'll close in 4 days, you know. You know, we closed Friday. It was like Monday. She goes,
Wow.
yeah, aha, you know, Friday we closed.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we bought homes and just the escrow holdbacks, and we paid people that need money now. And I got real estate attorneys that are real close friends of mine, tigers. I'm a little soft, you know, but I have friends that are, you know, that handle anything like that. And we never had over 600 deals. We've never had any ethics complaints or anything like that. You know, we've had little things here and there. Of course, you know, everyone does, and we mitigated them. You know, talked them through, and
Right.
and we're still doing business together as agents or sellers, buyers. You know, it's
Right.
always,
So, yeah, so it sounds like, you know, you number one, at the time that you're doing business with them, you make sure that, you know, that you're treating them really well, right? You're making sure that that transaction goes very smoothly. And then after the transaction is over, you follow up with them, check in how they're doing. And then that's where you lead into your conversation about having them invest with you. Is that correct?
yeah, a lot of they'll actually ask me most of the time. I'm like 80 or 90% of the time, they'll ask.
Oh, they'll ask you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like asking for things. If I do anything, I might offer them an opportunity. But I don't want to sound salesy or corny, but I really believe that. And I think that was one little mistake I made earlier is that mentality. But yeah, it's you know, but they usually ask me, and occasionally I might offer it. Like I was at one of the groups, and believe it or not, I'm a little bit quiet. I'm more interested in what they do in their life and all this sort of thing. And a lot of them are doctors and so forth. And so, well, we're talking about our medical careers and all. What do you do? And I said, do you really want to know? I said, oh. She said, I said, Wendy does all the work, actually. But gosh, what do? We do just about everything you can imagine. But I guess number one is we're problem solvers, you know. You know, we look for solutions and provide the best service and value we possibly can that our competition can't. And we do what we say we're going to do, close when we say, and we follow through. And, you know, once in a blue moon, something might pull up on title that's beyond our control, but that's already explained ahead of time. You know, if it's not a title issue, it's closed. I mean, there's never any issues.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you just, yeah, so basically, you know, you're about just building relationship, building that friendship, you know, talk about what you do, and then you leave it up to them pretty much to like ask you about, you know, more about what you do and how they can, you know, work with you, right? How they can invest with you. Now, what about, you know, earlier when you mentioned the friend that taught you like how to go into a presentation, you know, share with us some of those tips. Like, what are some of those, yeah, those strategies or you know, tricks and tips that you use that has been very effective for you?
Well, he's when he walked in, I'm going to leave his name out just for privacy purposes. I'm
Okay.
sure it'll be okay, but he's a private person, and he's pretty well known too. People will be surprised, like if I say his name. You don't business, you know, so it's an incredible source.
Right.
And but he was an ex, you know, bodybuilder, and he got into MMA, the fighting, Ultimate Fight, UFC, and a really intense guy. So we had that in common, you know. You know, he was more of a professional fighter, and I was more, you know. But anyway, we had that in common.
Right.
We connected immediately, and the first day we closed. You know, I got an under contract deal for him when he walked in, and I'm fast in the computer, fast on paperwork, and he's blazing through it. And he's like, "I want to do business with you," and I'm like, "Well, we are. We're closing this one in 2 weeks. You're gonna be ready?" Yeah, and then that's how we hit it off. And now I don't know if it was 09 or it might have been a year, maybe 2010 or somewhere in there. Now, if you remember that time, the housing crisis, market crisis.
Yeah.
So those up and down cycles that I've been through, really, I mean, man, the money comes, money goes. But you know, having a good woman, having a balanced life, that's key, you know. And she teaches me those things. Now Gary, you know, Gary, he knows a lot about the business stuff, and so he was teaching me these things. And I would say some things that he pointed out to me were to be very direct with the investor, the private money potential partner. Now I had to sit on this for a little while, so I remember, because I said, I didn't really do this presentation, or the money stuff. They actually came to me. So I never really used it, directly, like a formal presentation. It just came to me in the right time, in God's time. But yeah, that was 2009 or 10 that he showed me. And he would. So I went to one of the appointments because he's more like, just watch me. That's how he teaches. And I watched him, and he had eye contact the whole time. He was very direct. And the guys, he's intimidating. He goes in this 20-something car. And I'm like, wow, he's an intense guy. So, but he would have that eye contact with one big thing, and he was really in control. Our personalities and our techniques are a little different, so I tweaked it to fit my personality. But the point being is, all the same questions I wrote down, and just kind of comes out naturally. What kind of return are you currently making?
Well, how do you like before you even go into what kind of returns? How do you even begin to ask, to even ask into about their investments?
Yes.
What would be like the first question, I guess?
Okay. Well, a lot of times these folks, remember though, they're people that I have already known, so it's not a cold visit, or people know me, like in the Chinese group. I know pretty much everyone, but someone else will sit every once in a while. But they've heard of me. Oh, I heard you're the real estate guy, And so that's how we're known.
Okay.
So everything's been warned. I want to make sure that that's clear because otherwise, I don't want to frustrate people. Man, it's not that easy. But for us, it is. It's always been easy.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you already have the relationship built. So it's already warm. So it's easy for you to ask them, what kind of returns are you getting, right? Right.
Yeah, and they open up like a bird. They go, whereas if you have a cold situation, that could be very detrimental to present that way. So it's a very unique technique that I do, and I didn't learn that from anyone. Most people said it's wrong. You go out there and offer to everyone you clap your lips and all this.
Right.
But in 09 and 10 and 11, we were closing 50 to 75 deals a year. Every year, 50 was on the low side.
That's awesome.
Might have been some wholesaling going on, a little bit here and there. But now, working with, I worked with a lot of bank foreclosures, but all that thing, that kept me pretty busy. The REO business, I didn't realize was very demanding.
Right.
And you're plugging in the hours, but at the end, we have the experience now behind us. Everything you can imagine, as far as title issues and delays, angry agents, buyers, and when it comes to the investor, private money people that have already come and didn't do these deals with me,
right.
see the deals, and that they're making now, honestly, 30+% annualized returns. I mean, they were buying single family homes. They were renting for Section 8 for $1,500 a month, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, blue collar neighborhood. They were buying them for like $70,000, So, and they have to do about 20 grand or whatever in work, some maybe more, some less. So, and these guys that were doing it, they're so grateful that I helped them build their portfolio, whereas I'm grateful that they had me be a part of it, and
So I'm gonna circle back into the questions to ask. So okay, so one of the first questions you ask is, what kind of returns are they getting? What would be the next question after that?
Okay, so they would probably say something a little on the lower side, and so I would just pull out. I'm visual, so I would actually pull out on paper and pull out a calculator, and just do an example, and then I would ask them if they'd like to see the home, and because I have that relation. Now, if it's a tenant, we don't do it, But if it's vacant still, if it's a recent deal, this is I'll get the permission, or or if it's one of our deals. And we did that last weekend, the weekend before last, with a new partner from a Chinese group. And so they want to meet you, Joe. Oh, great. This was I think Thursday or Friday, And so I said, how about after the group meeting on Saturday? Okay, great. So that's what we did. And now that day, we did everything. In other words, I never met the people before. Now they seem like they know me. I mean, so we're at the house and we're showing, and Lenny's showing what we did before. Here's the befores, and you can see right now it's not the after, but it's getting there very close.
Right.
We're impressed. Cause we have good contractors, good team, and we don't have all those issues a lot of folks do with contractors. Some, but everyone with me has been long term. I got a guy who's been with me for 7 years. Another one 5, another 6. They're all long-term people.
Right.
So as far as how that day went, that's how it got started. And this was a typical how we will propose it.
Right. So let me make sure I'm following you here. So number one, you ask them what kind of returns they're getting, and then you take out your calculator, doing some calculation, actually showing them a property if you have it available, so that way they can see visually what they would make, right, if they were to do something with you. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Any type of thing before that actual meeting, as far as they talk or calculators and all that, that people a little bit. So I don't do a lot of that, but I'll shake my head because it's I don't want to overpromise, but when you compare, it's pretty safe. Now, buy and hold and building a portfolio, that can be a little tricky. The one mentor of mine, we just got in a hotel, in a big old hotel, and I was a part of that deal, and the returns are very good on that. You have to buy them right, and it's a little harder now to hit those numbers on a buy and hold rental, but it's still possible. But you got to, right now it's time to build your capital.
Right.
Sell hotel, buy, renovate, flip. We're not in the buyer's market, of course. We're still in the seller's market. So building the capital now is key. Now, so that exit strategy for us is to move fast. And so I'll ask them, are they okay with that? We're going to turn it in this time frame. And now from there, after they've seen the home and they like what they see, that's when I come in and I say, so, if we're in and out of here from the purchase date to our close date, and then from that close date to the second buyer, the second closing.
Right.
It was 4 months, and we made this much, and would you be happy? And they said, well, that's not annualized because it's 4 months.
Right.
Like, well, yeah, I don't like to present it that way, because that means that I would have to, in 4 months and 1 day, give you another property. It's not, and we really can't analyze it. So that's honestly that take and the expectation. And but even if it wasn't analyzed, you see that's what I'm saying. So they're still making out really well.
Right.
Ridiculous return in that case scenario. And then I see the worst case, and then here you go. So that's the procedure. And the next one will be if we had a buy and hold. Here it is. And those numbers don't always look that great, but here it is. And well, how many times have you had to do that? Close to none. Really. Actually, it is none. But I've had buyers who are really happy paying $170,000 for a home that will rent for $1,300.
Oh wow. Okay.
I would never do that, and I'd buy for that.
Yeah. So you show your potential private lenders both sort of like the good case scenario, right? If everything goes out well, and then the worst case scenario, if things don't go out well, what the returns would look like for them. I like that because now you're not overpromising. You're also like letting them know what's the risk involved, right? If it does go wrong, right? Or if it does take longer than what you anticipated. That's great, right? Awesome. So we're gonna wrap up this interview here, but I'd like for you guys to what would be the one biggest tip you would have for people looking to raise a lot of money for their real estate business?
Man, the increase in that services. Just think service and value. How can I provide the biggest and best service and the best value out there and do something that the competition can't? and work towards that in whatever step you need to take. And if you can do that and work with integrity and consistency, you can't go wrong. It's going to work. It's going to work, for every one of you. Everyone out there can do it. Some do it faster, some do it slower, some are in between, and some get lucky, like I did. Right?
Oh.
What would you say?
I can't hear you.
Present yourself, explore yourself to more people.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you're doing. Proud.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So present yourself. Make sure everybody knows you and know what you do, and give them great value, great service. Right? Yeah. That's really awesome tip. So I have a big question for both of you. Right? See, we believe that, I believe that all entrepreneurs are heroes because of the commitment that we offer our family, our clients, our staff, right? Do you guys see yourself as a hero for these private lenders and these money partners?
You're a superhero.
Yes, we always always sing together, and we have fun together. So the friends around us see that we're so happy every day. They want to be like us. Why they want to be close to us.
Right. Yeah. I love the energy the two of you guys have together. Like it makes me I'm so inspired, to go home and be that way with my wife as well. Right. It's it's really awesome to see how you guys work together, and how what each person's strengths are, and really play into that. So that's really awesome. Thank you so much for this really great interview. I appreciate you both greatly. Very inspired by you as a couple, as well as by you as business partners, and the services and the relationships that you have with your clients as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a really awesome, happy investing. We'll talk to you next time.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Bye. Joe, so by now I'm sure the people watching this video, this interview, want to get in contact with you, connect with you, learn more about you, possibly even invest with you. Where do you want to send them?
Well, our website is joe@joesauter.com. Last name SAUTER, and that's for the brokering. And we also have a little We Buy Houses link. We have quick cash sale for you, number 4 letter U.com. That's for the homeowners. We also have, you can reach me email if that's easiest, joe@joesauter.com, SAUTER.com. And that's the best way probably to get a hold of us. Facebook, we're on there, I don't want to say a lot, but we're on there pretty frequently, checking messages and that sort of thing. It's a fun way to connect. So.
Gotcha. Okay. And are there any resources that you are looking for that perhaps someone watching this video might be able to provide for you, or know someone who might be able to provide for you?
Well, we're always open to private money. We have a lot of private money now, but we're growing now. And hear all these different levels of business that people are at, and we're very capable of the next level. We're just I don't know what it is. We're ready for it. So if we had some more money, I think we could deploy that appropriately and find some real safe investments for people that are interested. And maybe it's too much for them, and they want to get involved with people that are experienced, knowledgeable. We're open to that, and we also have other things, as much as a 50-50 partnership on certain deals that that we do. And again, we have the brokering business. So if they don't want to buy and sell. Through the regular brokering style, I have a team with that, of course.
Gotcha.
I don't do that actively at all. I run myself pretty much. But so in anything in real estate, Southeast Florida, we cover. We cover from Dade, Miami area, all the way up to through Martin County. That's a 4-county area. That's a really big area there. but that's our coverage area for our brokering business. And we have the best elite people in that group at a national level. Top producers that we work with nationally. We're going to Dallas, Texas. We'll be about 3 hours north of here. I'm going to a client dinner, big bank client that we work for, where we meet for dinner, and that's in Dallas. So, we'll see you. Come in and see it.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, so there you have it, folks. Anything you need around real estate, especially around East Florida, and Joe and when you are also expanding as well. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next interview.
And that's our show for today. If you have any questions or would like to get further training from Tim Mai, please visit our website at www.dodeals.com/Tim.